The following is a presentation of WCMP Sports, local sports.
Into the lane and just gets the roll.
Wow.
A Q Media Group production.
And the serve just clears the top of the net. Played by the Bombers.
Local high school sports. Also available for free on the WCMP mobile app or on the Q Media Group YouTube stream.
He's got a lot of room to run, and he's off to the races. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. He's gone!
Now to bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back inside Chisago Lakes High School for tonight's playoff volleyball matchup between your Chisago Lakes Wildcats and the Hill Murray Pioneers. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ethan Game Day Gilman. So excited to be back over here in Lindstrom, Minnesota for the site for tonight's Section 4 3A semifinal playoff matchup between these two teams. It is, again, the visiting Pioneers of Hill Murray and the home-standing number 2 seeded Chisago Lakes Wildcats. I am so very excited to be here, as I mentioned before, but man, this is just going to be such a good game here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It should be a fantastic one. The fans are starting to pile in as it is just such it's just such a beautiful day as we go forward. It got up to about 55 degrees, but tomorrow we're sitting at 51, and then Sunday going to get to about 60 degrees. So this weekend going to be kind of beautiful out. So I'm really excited to see what this weekend holds. And what a better way to get to the weekend than this game here this evening. It is, again, the Section 4 3A playoff game. It's the semifinal game between these two teams who, again, played earlier in the year. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But, again, I appreciate you all for joining in here, our loyal listeners on 100.9 FM Cool Country WCMP. Catch the morning show with Josh O'Meara every Monday through Friday from 6 to 10 a.m. We'll have sports on that very morning show from 7:45 in the morning and then again at 8:45 in the morning. So be sure to tune in at those times to check out the latest that is happening with local sports. We'll talk some regional sports as well from the state of Minnesota, and we'll even maybe touch on some national sports. And not a lot, but we'll touch on it just a little bit. But we are out here in Lindstrom, the home of Chisago Lakes High School, for this evening's playoff matchup. We're going to take care of some business, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and hear a word from some of our fine sponsors, and when we return, we're going to talk about both of these teams and how they've done so far this season up to this point in the playoffs. Commercial break, then we're back on Cool Country WCMP.
The Classic Edge HDX from Central Boiler is the outdoor wood furnace for you.
This furnace can heat anything, your house, shop, greenhouse, even a pool, all with one Classic Edge HDX.
The Firestar combustion control takes all the worry and guesswork out of wood heating.
It automatically controls combustion for highest efficiency with any kind of firewood, and you can remotely monitor the furnace from anywhere.
Northland Boiler Sales, your local Central Boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Pizza Pub in Pine City has a pizza and salad buffet on Fridays.
Not the right vibe. Trav and the gang at Pizza Pub are a little hipper. Here we go. Take 2.
Start off your weekend right with the Friday Pizza Buffet at Pizza Pub. From 11 to 1, pile your plate high with all-you-can-eat pizza for just $12, or upgrade to pizza and salad buffet for only $16. And they're now open Friday and Saturday 11 to 11 and Sunday 11 to 9. Pizza Pub, serving fresh pizza every day of the week. Come stop in.
Pizza Pub of Pine City.
All right, guys, when you get into the end zone, I want a big celebration. Maybe the gritty?
Nah, the Dirty Bird.
Ready, break.
There are plenty of different celebrations after a touchdown. When it comes to yours or your loved one's end-of-life celebration, there are also choices. Find guidance from the professionals at Methven Funeral Homes, church services, celebration of life services at one of their chapels, or even cremation. Methven has the resources to facilitate everything from start to finish. Methven Funeral Services in Mora, Sandstone, and Isle, or find them online at methvenfuneralhome.com.
A jewelry store.
Nada.
Then it's a thrift store?
Nada.
A pawn shop.
Nada. Another Man's Treasure is not a lot of things. What it is a place to find gently used power tools, hand tools, tires, fishing and hunting gear, motocross gear, and a ton of other cool stuff. Stop by and sell your gently used items, or buy something at a fraction of the price of buying it new. Another Man's Treasure in Becker, Princeton, East Bethel, Rice Lake, Wisconsin, or North Branch. Or visit Another Man's Treasure on Facebook and see what came in today.
CF Moto gives you everything you're looking for in off-road side-by-sides and utility by-sides. Not only does CF Moto offer comfort, but refined performance, and is found at Caswell Cycle in Mora. For those craving big adventures for off-road, CF Moto can help you get out on that next adventure with CF Moto Power Sports. Experience more together. The best place to purchase CF Moto off-road side-by-sides is Caswell Cycle. The fun starts here. Caswell Cycle, Mora. Motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides can be dangerous to operate. Review all product manuals, labels, and safety information before operating. Always wear your safety gear and never operate a CF Moto vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Visit cfmotousa.com for complete training and safety guidelines.
Back here on 100.9 FM, WCMP, Cool Country, the site for tonight's Section 4 3A semifinal playoff matchup between the Hill Murray Pioneers and your Chisago Lakes Wildcats. We are right in the midst of our Here's the Pitch pregame show here on WCMP. Here's the Pitch in North Branch is the area's premier indoor training facility. You got fast pitch, slow pitch, that's how you say it, or baseball batting cages. You can tune up your swing at Here's the Pitch in North Branch. Again, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks so much for coming along this ride this evening. It should be a really good matchup here between these two teams who played earlier in this season. Taking a look at how they finished, Chisago Lakes is currently 16-9, while Hill Murray is 15-8. The regular season finished 15-9 for the Wildcats and 14-8 for the Pioneers. Now, Hill Murray for a while was actually ahead of Chisago Lakes in the section standings. And for a little while, they were going to be the number 2 seed. But that meeting between these two teams during the regular season, in which Chisago Lakes did win, was able to get them enough of a lead in the section standings to where they got the number 2 seed over Hill Murray. But again, 14-8 for Hill Murray, 2-2 in section play. We'll take a look at how they stacked up. It started with a tournament in Rush City. Now they beat Cambridge Isani and Rockridge, but they lost to Rush City and Litchfield. Then their first 1v1 was against Faribault, in which they won 3-0. Then it was kind of back and forth until their next tournament, actually. They were pretty much 500 until their next tournament. It was win-loss, 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 win. The win was against Faribault. The loss was to White Bear Lake. Then it was a win against Simley. Then they lost to Chisago Lakes. Then they beat St. Paul Highland Park, lost to Tartan, then beat North St. Paul. Then they would go up to a Duluth East tournament in the middle of September, where they went 2-2, beating Duluth, Denfeld, and Superior, but losing to Princeton and Sabika. They came out of that and went on an absolute tear. I mean, winning 6 of their last 7 games, beating Concordia Academy, South St. Paul, Hastings, Fridley, St. Paul Como Park, 2 Rivers, but then losing to Matamidi, the section's number 1 team right now. So it was a fantastic run for this Hill Murray team to end the regular season again, winning 6 of their last 7 games. And of those 6 that they won, 2 of them were at home. Only 2 of them were at home. They were road warriors the last part of the season. Pretty impressive here for the Hill Murray Pioneers. Again, and it's not like they played shabby teams to end the year either. Almost every single one of the teams they played in that 7-game stretch had a QRF over 80. The only one who didn't was Fridley. Everyone else did. It was really impressive. In fact, 3 of the teams that they played, one they lost to, had over a 100 QRF. Concordia Academy, 2 Rivers are the teams they beat that had over a 100 QRF. But Matamidi, the team they lost to, had nearly a 150 QRF at that time. So with that, a lot of people thought, Hill Murray might just edge out Chisago Lakes for the number 2 seed. What we'll get to in a moment is the fact that, well, Chisago Lakes went on just an as impressive run as Hill Murray did to get that number 2 seed. But what it really came down to was the fact that Chisago Lakes beat Hill Murray during the regular season, and that's why it flip-flopped right at the end. But for the Wildcats, again, or for the Pioneers, they beat St. Anthony Village 3-0 in their first win of the playoffs at their house. So they come into this one having won one in the playoffs. Again, an impressive run for them to end the regular season and then to begin the playoffs against St. Anthony Village, who came in with just under a 70 QRF according to MinnesotaScores.net. But on the other side, Chisago Lakes comes in 15-9, and again, just as an impressive run to end the regular season. It was a fantastic run for this team. Thank you. For Chisago Lakes, it was such an impressive run for this Wildcat team. And again, you were looking at both these teams going, man, were either of these teams going to lose to end the regular season? Well, unfortunately, they both did, but to two very good teams. For Chisago Lakes, it was kind of a similar season, oddly enough. They started with a win over South St. Paul. They went to Rush City's tournament and went 3-1, beating Coon Rapids, Litchfield, and Proctor, and losing to Rush City. Then they as well also kind of went 500 about before their next tournament, winning over Minneapolis Camden, St. Paul Johnson, Hill Murray, Cambridge Isani, and St. Francis, but they lost to Matamidi, Becker, Monticello, and Princeton. Then in their home tournament, they went 2-3, losing to Holy Angels, Matamidi, and Maranatha Christian, but beating Pine City and Cambridge Isani. Then they themselves went on an impressive run, winning 4 of their last 5 over St. Anthony Village, Zimmerman, Totino Grace, and Big Lake, and then losing to North Branch at the end of the regular season. But again, all those teams except for one had an 85 QRF over. The only one who didn't was St. Anthony Village, who had a 70 QRF. Chisago Lakes came into the section tournament hosting Minneapolis Edison. It was a pretty lopsided one there for Chisago Lakes. Minneapolis Edison, a young team, a little bit of an experienced team, and Chisago Lakes handled that pretty darn well on Wednesday evening, getting the victory 3-0. And this isn't a shot on Edison at all. That's not what I'm trying to say by this. I'm just saying how impressive it was for Chisago Lakes. They were able to have mostly their JV team in for that third set against Edison. And their JV team, there was no drop in play. There was no drop in skill set. They did a really good job of coming in and competing at the same level as the varsity players did. I was really impressed with their ability to do just that in their game and win on Wednesday over Minneapolis Edison. I thought it was really impressive and just a testament to how these players have really just continued to work and grow over the season. And I had talked with Coach Lindstrom earlier in the year, and if you want to hear that interview, you can go to our website. I believe it's on both WCMP Radio and KBK.com. Go to the interviews tab, or sports tab rather, and click on interviews. That's where you'll find that interview with Coach Lindstrom. But she had talked about how, this was one of the first years she had to cut down her roster, where she had to tell girls, hey, you're not going to make varsity this go around. And it was a hard thing to do, but the girls took it in stride, and now you're seeing the growth that they were able to take playing on JV and now being able to get some varsity minutes in a playoff game. And again, the skill set, there was really no drop-off for Chisago Lakes, in my opinion. I thought they did really well, and the JV players came in and just played as well as the varsity team did, helping them get the victory 3-0 over Edison. So I was really impressed. Now, is that going to happen here tonight? No, it is not. They are going to, the starters are going to be out there all game long. It's going to be a battle to the very end. But the Wildcats have done a really good job of growing the underclassmen, the younger players, the JV players, and have done a really good job of allowing them to grow their skill set. And we've seen that there on Wednesday in their win over Edison. I just can't say enough how impressed I was on their JV players coming in, but it was a really good victory for them as well. But this is what it comes down to. The winner of this game heads to the section championship against the winner of Matamidi and St. Paul Como Park. And the championship game will be played at the high seed. So if you're Hill Murray or Chisago Lakes, you're hoping for a Matamidi loss, because then you would get to host the championship game against St. Paul Como Park. Now, Matamidi, one of the best teams in the state of, not just in this section, but in the state of Minnesota this year in volleyball terms. If we look at Section 4-3A, yes, they're on top. They're also a top 10 team this year is Matamidi, 19-9 overall, so a pretty darn good season there for Matamidi. St. Paul Como Park, they're 14-15, rate about 500, so hey, why not? They are currently on a 4-game win streak, so hey, that's what playoffs is all about, is those crazy upset wins that happen and those low seeds making their way to championship games. Will it happen here in this section? I don't know. That remains to be seen after tonight. But what we're worried about is this game here between the Wildcats and the Pioneers of Hill Murray. I'm going to keep jabbing just a little bit longer because we only got about a minute and a half left here for the pregame warm-ups to finish up, and then we are going to get our starting lineups and national anthem. So I appreciate you all for tuning in, and before we get going, I want to mention that I appreciate all of our fine sponsors. And quickly, since I did forget, and I don't want to forget, the A&W Hometown Handoff, brought to you by A&W in Pine City. Stop in for a frosty mug of their famous root beer, pair it with a juicy cheeseburger, a mushroom and Swiss, maybe even some of those amazing cheese curds, plus a frosty root beer float. Why not? They've got those waiting for you at A&W in Pine City. They are rooting for all the athletes playing here tonight. That is A&W Hometown Handoff. Not much of a handoff here tonight. Adam's not out there, and we don't have anyone else calling a game at this time, but we will have Chris Gable calling the Rush City versus Mora section quarterfinal game over there in Rush City. So I appreciate him for coming out tonight, taking time off his Friday night to do that. I want to give a huge shout out to Adam Hefty, Andy Beckstrom, along with Joe Lattimore, who will be out tomorrow along with myself calling games. I just wanted to say thank you to those guys for making time on their weekend to go out and call some playoff football games. It is greatly appreciated, and it is needed in our area. We've got so many local teams still alive in the playoffs, so we appreciate those guys for being able to go out and call those games tomorrow afternoon. That is going to do it for our Here's the Pitch pregame show, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for volleyball. And when we return after a word from our fine sponsors, we'll have First Serve. But first, our national anthem and our starting lineups. Then we'll be back with First Serve here on Cool Country WCMP.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer. That signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Hey there, Brad from Lee's Pro Shop here. Are you ready to show off that school pride? Lee's Pro Shop is your official letter jacket supplier, and we're here to help you celebrate every touchdown, goal, and win. We got everything you need to create a perfect letter jacket that tells your story. And for a limited time, when you come in and mention this radio ad, you get $10 off your letter jacket. That's right, $10 off. So come in, let's start to tell your story. Lee's Pro Shop, where the passion for sports begins.
Your journey to a smile you'll love forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. With locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you'll embrace forever.
Mille Lacs Health System has been standing in partnership with their patients for over 65 years. Their mission is to assist those residing in and visiting the Mille Lacs area in achieving and maintaining optimal health. Mille Lacs Health System providing urgent care and emergency services on their main campus in Onamia and family medical care in Onamia, Isle, Hillman, and Garrison. They salute the youth in the communities they serve and wish them good health and good luck.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Don't worry, Hones can fix you up. Butch, Christie, and the crew at Hones Auto Body and Glass have over 44 years of experience repairing vehicles from accidents and damage due to hail. In fact, they've got a huge state-of-the-art facility in Mora, are iCar and ASC certified, and certified in aluminum repair and welding. Plus, Hones is recommended by many insurance companies. Hones Auto Body and Glass. In Mora, Hones. They'll fix you up right.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. State-of-the-art pitching machines for softball and baseball. Rent cages with machines or bring your own pitcher. Here's the Pitch also offers instruction from experienced players. And Here's the Pitch has enough room for coaches to bring the whole team for training. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall.
Honeymoon, here we come. Where's our car?
It's been stolen.
We'll call our insurance agent. I'm right here.
Oh, hey, Jen. You got our invite.
Love the dress.
Are we covered for this?
Of course. That's why you chose auto owners. We work together to get the right coverage. So when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us. Can't wait to get out there.
Yeah, man, I'm ready for the season.
Hey guys, you gonna finally let me in on the big hunt this year?
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Honey, there's a lot of preparation that goes into hunting.
Preparation, huh? Like
Getting to Almost Yours gun and pawn and Mora so I can have the right gun, scope, blind, and stand. And no matter what caliber I'm shooting, Bob always has the right ammo.
Ha, thanks boys. I went to Almost Yours gun and pawn. They have everything a hunter needs to be prepared.
Okay. I do love Almost Yours Gun and Pawn.
907 Union Street, Mora.
Back here on Cool Country WCMP, getting ready for first serve here in Chisago Lakes for this Section 4-3A semifinal matchup. As we get our starting lineups for the Hill Murray Pioneers, it will be number 2, Camille Streeter. Then number 4, Cadence Cessna. Their libero will be number 5, Marissa Savino. And then it will be number 18, Brooke Simpson. Number 21, Mava Tremblay. And number 25, Peyton Cepeda, And then number 22, I don't want to miss her, Mariko Lang, or Mari Lang. That is what they said over the PA. For your Chisago Lakes Wildcats, it will be number 1, the libero, Olivia Anderson. Number 11, Kate Friedner. Number 12, Kayla Larson. Number 13, Mariah Cave. Number 15, Morgan Mayer. Number 20, Nora Uyghur. And number 27, Eliana Taylor. That is who will start this evening for the Wildcats, as they introduce the coach as well, Hannah Lyncham. Again, I appreciate Coach Lyncham for coming over, giving me the starters and some info before the game starts. It is always nice to have a chat with her before the game. Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard shows these two are ready to get going here this evening. Embrace Orthodontics has 3 locations, Pine City, Cambridge, and 1 right here in Lindstrom. Both these teams are out there, and obviously the libero is going to be checking on. The libero for Hill Murray is Marissa Savino. This is going to get loud, ladies and gentlemen. It is a full gym here this evening, and for good reason. Olivia Anderson will not check in right away. They will have the starting 5 out, or 6 rather, out there with Anderson, who will sub in afterwards. Looking, I think maybe the libero. Yes, there's Hill Murray's libero. So Savino is in. Back to serve is Eliana Taylor for the Wildcats. And first serve is over, and we're underway. It's dug up there by Hill Murray. Pushed back over and dug up by Taylor on the back line, setting it up right near for Kate Friedner, who opens it up with the kill. Kate Friedner. And that's a way to make a statement early on. 1-0. Every point you are going to absolutely hear this gym explode as it is full. Taylor with another serve. It is kept alive near the referee's ladder, but they can't get that third hit on it. They did get the second, but unable to keep it alive, and it's 2-0. And here's the serve once again, dug up there by Savino, and they will hit it back across. Dug up by Taylor towards the front of the net. Mayer. Mariah Cave with the kill. Mariah Cave, she adds on. Mariah Cave had a big game a couple weeks ago against North Branch despite the loss. She was our Pine Insurance Player of the Game. Taylor with the serve, a lob serve over. Dug up that time by Trembley at the net. It gets through. Diving dig by Mayer, kept alive by Weegar and hit back across by Friedner. Diving dig for Hill Murray. They'll set it up towards the front of the net. Through a block, they'll get the kill. And it's 3-1. Olivia Anderson checks in for Taylor. And back to serve for Hill Murray will be Peyton Cepeda. Cepeda's serve is over, dug up by Larson on this near side. Mayer sets. Friedner, cross-court hit, and it's out. Good spot for that one from Friedner, cross-court going with it, but just a little bit long on that one, and that makes it 3-2. Cepeda with the serve. It is over and dug up by Larson. Mayer sets. Friedner looking for another chance. She'll get it! Kate Friedner with the kill. Substitution will bring in Kiana Osmondson, our Pine Insurance Player of the Game Wednesday, as well as Linnea Carlson. They will check in for Mayer and Weegar, and Osmondson will go back to serve. Her serve is over, dug up there by Trembley, and through the block, they'll get the kill. They were there, just were not strong enough on the block attempt. And now going back to serve will be Camille Streeter. Streeter with the serve. Larson with the dig. Osmondson sets and Friedner mishit it. A mishit from Friedner sends it into the net, and it's tied up at 4 apiece. Here's the serve, dug up by Anderson. Osmondson sets. Friedner again mishit it. So 2 in a row mishit by Friedner, and that is very uncharacteristic of the senior Kate Friedner. Won't usually see her mishit 2 in a row. 1 is okay for everybody, but 2 in a row from the senior, not usual. Linnea Carlson, and she mishits it. It just didn't look like she was super confident about hitting that one, and all of a sudden it's 6-4 Hill Murray. Streeter's serve is over, dug up by Larson. Osmondson sets. Mariah Cave has to readjust. Diving dig by Hill Murray will keep it alive. Now they'll look to hit it across. Dug up by Anderson on the back line. Osmondson will set. Friedner through the block, but it's kept alive by the Pioneers. They'll have to readjust on this one. Carlson is there with the dig. Osmondson sets. Friedner, and just a tap over. It's kept alive, and they will get it over. Carlson with the dig. Osmondson sets. Mariah Cave in for the kill. Mariah Cave sends one back, and it's 6-5. Kate Friedner with the serve. Took some off that one, and it's an ace for Kate Friedner. So Kate Friedner with an ace on that one to tie it up at 6. Friedner's serve on that far sideline is dug up, and they'll set it up, and it's a lob over, and that's just a really smart play. Really smart play there by Hill Murray to just tap that one over. Nobody there for Chisago Lakes, and that will break the tie, 7-6. Back to serve now is number 4, Cadence Cessna. The serve is over, dug up by Anderson on the far side. Osmondson sets it up for Carlson. She gets it through the block, but it's kept alive by Hill Murray. And it gets over. Osmondson with the dig. Anderson sets, and Larson will hit it back across. Dug up by Hill Murray, and they'll look to set to Cessna, and she hits it out. Good awareness there by Chisago Lakes to let that one go. We're tied back at 7 apiece. Taylor in for Cave. And that appears to be the only substitution. Yes, it is. Olivia Anderson back to serve. The sophomore with the serve. It's dug up on the back line towards the front of the net, but they still got it. Through a block, dug up by Osmondson. Carlson keeps it alive, and then two different Wildcats go after it. Miscommunication there by Taylor and Friedner as they were almost able to get that one back over, but a miscommunication between those two allows it to fall. And Marissa Savino will now serve for Hill Murray. 8-7 is our score. Pioneers on top. Serve is over. Dug up by Friedner on the back line. And Kayla Larson hits it just long. So it looks like the Wildcats still trying to settle into this one. It looks like they still shaking off the nerves here. Hill Murray's just kind of benefited off a couple of mistakes. It's not that they have been playing better per se. It's just a couple of mistakes here by Chisago Lakes. Serve is over. Dug up there on the back line. And Linnea Carlson will look for the kill. And another long hit. And no timeout yet, but I'm guessing we'll see maybe a couple more mistakes and then a timeout from head coach Lindstrom. Hill Murray in their white jerseys, the black and green stripe from the bottom of the jersey up to the armpit, the green numbers outlined in black. Serve is over. Dug up by Friedner on the back line. Osmondson, now Larson. Larson will tap it over. It's dug up by the libero Savino. Through the hit, or excuse me, off the block. It gets over. Hill Murray keeps it alive. They'll send it back across. Friedner with the dig. Osmondson sets. Can Kayla Larson get one back? And she'll send it long. 11-7. No timeout just yet. Let him work through it. The libero for Hill Murray wearing the black jersey, white and green stripe from the bottom of the jersey up to the armpit. White number outlined in green with the black, or the green letters outlined in white. Serve is over from Savino, and it is out on this near side. Make it 11-8. Good eye there. That was Kayla Larson on that near side with the good eye. Meanwhile, Nora Weeger and Morgan Mayer will check into the game for Carlson and Osmondson, and Mayer will serve. Serve is over, dug up, and that's going to go to the net, pushed underneath the net, and it will be a point for the Wildcats. Well, if you can force the other team into mistakes and you don't have to make the play, well, then that's ideal. I call it a free point. Serve is over from Mayer. She's got a little extra spice on that serve today. This one to a block. Oh, but it's back up and dug by Hill Murray. They'll hit it over now and just in front of Friedner. So it makes it 12-9. Joy Garvey will be back to serve. Serve is over. Dug up by Taylor. To Mayer. Larson taps it across, and that's just a great play by Larson. Great awareness by Kayla Larson. That's her first kill of the evening. 12-10. Speaking of Larson, we'll go back to serve now for the Wildcats. Here's the serve from Larson on that far side towards the back line, and now on the far side, they'll hit it into the net. That makes it 12-11. Those are the easy points that you get, and you're so thankful for them because then you don't have to put in any extra work. Larson's serve is over again on that far sideline, but it's dug up by Hill Murray. They'll hit it over and out. Took a second to get the call in, but that was clearly out on the far side. And that'll tie us up at 12 apiece. It goes dead quiet in here when they serve. It is almost awkward. Through the block, and Hill Murray will get it. You know, Chisago Lakes is there on the block right now. They're just not being strong enough on the block, not getting up high enough. They need to make sure that they are staying strong on these blocks because right now, Hill Murray's not too worried about hitting into a block. Serving will now be Brooke Simpson for the Pioneers. Spin in her hand, and now the serve. It's just over, and it's going to be an ace. That was really tough to read there for Eliana Taylor. I mean, it barely got over. I thought it was going to hit the net, but it winds up staying clean, and it is an ace that time for Simpson. 14-12. And the serve This one a lob, and it is out. Both teams really not really scoring per se. I'd say Hill Murray has the edge on scoring points, but both teams making mistakes and giving free points to the other squad. So look to clean that up. Meanwhile, Leon Taylor hits it into the net on the serve. They get 15-13. Anderson will check in for Taylor. Back to serve now is number 25, Peyton Cepeda. Here's the serve, just over, dug up by Larson. Uyghur keeps it alive, and Cave will send it back over. It hits the net, but it's dug up by the Pioneers. Back over. Are they going to get, they're going to get Friedner with a lift. It's so close on the hit. You can't have it basically stick to your hand and push it over. You have to hit it over. Meanwhile, another serve into the net here, make it 16-14. Wildcats need to shake off the rust right now. They're definitely in this one, but they're down by a couple because of the mistakes they had early on. They can clean that up. They should be able to tie this game and then eventually take the lead again. Jana Osmundson as well as Carlson back into the game. Osmundson will serve. It is up and it is over. On the far side, they look for the kill. It was tipped on the way through, though. Yeah. It was out, but it was tipped on the way through by a member of the Wildcats. That'll make it 17-14, as we don't want to say it was tipped, but it was. I had a really good line on that hand that got on it. Here's the serve, and it is over, dug up by Anderson from Streeter, and Cave with the kill. Great job by Mariah Cave, recognizing where there was no Pioneer players and just delivering. Kate Friedner now will serve towards the back half, middle part of this first set. There's the Friedner serve, dug up, and they'll set it up here. And that goes long. Make it 17-16. Now, if you're Chisago Lakes, for me anyways, it feels like if they can tie this one up, they'll be able to take the lead and maybe start to build on that confidence and slowly pull away. We'll have to wait and see, though. Another Friedner serve. It is up. It is over towards the middle of the libero. Touched over by Cave, and it will get out of bounds on the dig from Hill Murray, and we're tied at 17. So there you go. Wildcats have now tied it back up. And now if Friedner or any of her teammates can help and get this point back, I think a lead would do wonders. This one was out, but Hill Murray does Chisago Lakes a favor and gets the dig. Now this one over, dug up by Cave. Cosminson setting it up for Cave. Off the dig, but then it's down for the point. Mariah Cave helps them get a point back. It's 18-17 now, and Mariah Cave with her fourth of the evening. So now they've retaken that lead they had early on. Let's see if they can't continue to take away this set. They'll set it up at the front of the net, blocked by Larson and Cave, but then Hill Murray keeps it alive. Dug up on the back line by Friedner. Osmundson will push it across, and what a great job by Kiana Osmundson. Great awareness by Osmundson to push that one over to get the point. 19-17 and a timeout called by Hill Murray. We'll take 30 seconds and be back.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit KettleRiverPizza.com to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today.
Back here on Cool Country WCMP, 19-17 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Wildcats with the lead. Both teams just about back out onto the court. And we're back and ready. Friedner will ready her serve. And it's over. Dug up there by the Pioneers. Olivia Anderson with the diving dig, gets it over. Oh, but it's going to go out of bounds. What a great effort by Anderson just to dive after that one and get her hand underneath it. Just unable to keep it in play. Kaden Cessna will now serve for the Pioneers. It's a line drive serve. Anderson with the dig. Osmondson sets for Cave. Gets it through the block. Mariah Cave with a big swing there. Cave will check out. In for her comes Eliana Taylor. And Olivia Anderson with the serve. Left-handed serve is over. That's going to get towards the net. They keep it alive. Blocked at the net by Larson. Hit back over by Hill Murray. Dug up by Friedner. Osmondson will set for Carlson. And Carlson delivers a blow, but it's dug up by Hill Murray. And they're out of position. And it gets down for a Wildcat point. 21-18. Anderson, the left-handed serve. It's over and dug up, nearly on the back line. They'll line it up, and that'll be through and long. They're going to say it was touched somewhere. I don't know about that call. I didn't see where it was touched. But here's the serve. It is over. Dug up by two Wildcat players. And now Larson will look for the kill. And Larson delivers. Kayla Larson comes back with one and says, that's our ball. 22-19. Carlson and Osmondson out. Weegar and Mayer in. And, of course, Morgan Mayer will go back to serve. Here's the serve. Line drive serve is over. Dug up by Hill Murray. They'll set it up right down the middle. A tap is out on this near sideline. And man, oh man, was that close. Olivia Anderson was the closest one to it. And her dive came up short, but it was just out of bounds. 23-19 serve for Mayer. It's dug up. That's going to get towards the net, and they'll get it set, and that's a kill there for the Pioneers. 23-20. Joy Garvey will go back to serve. Garvey has a little bit of a longer serve repetition. Here it is. It's dug up by Friedner. Mayer will set. Larson through the block! Kayla Larson with the kill gets set point for Chisago Lakes. And timeout will be called by Hill Murray. So while they take one, we will as well. 30 seconds and we're back.
Stop relying on unstable energy prices and switch to self-sufficiency with the Classic Edge HDX outdoor wood furnace from Central Boiler. Heat your home, outbuildings, and provide endless hot water, all while utilizing your backyard source for renewable energy. The Classic Edge uses up to 60% less wood, which means less waste and less work. Be more comfortable for less money with the Classic Edge HDX.
Northland Boiler Sales. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Back here on WCMP Cool Country 100.9 FM. (24-20). Wildcats set point. Quick late substitution here for Hill Murray, and now Kayla Larson with set point serve. It is up and it is over. Dug up, it will get towards the front of the net. They'll push it to the far side. It's off a block, and then almost a diving dig for Anderson, and then Friedner nearly kept it, but it will get down for a point for Hill Murray. (24-21). Here's the serve. It's dug up by Anderson on the far side. Mayer will set for Weegar, and she will hit it back across the net. It's dug up, and then they'll get it in on that far sideline. It just did stay in. Make it 24-22. Now, if you're the Wildcats, you do not want to allow Hill Murray to tie this one up. That would swing momentum. Here's the serve. Anderson is there towards the net. Mayer will shove it back across, and they were just behind on that one. I think Mayer needed to get a regular set and have one of her teammates try and get a swing on it. I think it was just the wrong play there. I know what she was trying to do. Another serve here from Brooke Simpson. Anderson there. Mayer. Here's Friedner through the block. And she gets it to end the set. And the Wildcats take set one, 25-23. An exciting set, but it ends, and the Wildcats win set number one. We'll take a commercial break, and it's time for your Hones Auto Body and Glass set break, brought to you by Hones Auto Body in Mora. Hones Auto Body and Glass has state-of-the-art facilities and over 44 years of experience getting vehicles back on the road. Back after a word from our fine sponsors here on Cool Country WCMP.
Are you ready to get back to doing what you love? Whether it's recovering from an injury or preventing one, Wellia Health Sports Medicine Team is here to help. From kids to adults, we specialize in treating sports injuries, including concussions. We're here to get you back to peak performance. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Visit welliahealth.org.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
I'm Ebony. I'm Megan.
And I'm Alicia.
Together, we're dapper and divine. Whether you're looking for bold color,
fresh cuts, or laid-back vibes,
we're all about hair that feels like you.
At Dapper and Divine, we want you to leave our salon feeling confident,
fun, and effortlessly gorgeous.
There's always room for you at Dapper and Divine. How would you like to get a brow wax for free? Mention this ad with any coloring, free brow wax all month. Dapper and Divine, on the corner of Main Street, Pine City, across from the Bottle Shop.
Mom's Parkside Cafe in Pine City proudly serves breakfast skillets, scratch-made buttermilk pancakes, famous big cookies, and bread pudding with homemade caramel sauce. Enjoy home-style hot sandwiches made with real mashed potatoes and gravy. Voted Pine County's best breakfast, best lunch, and best soup and salad. This quaint cafe is owner-operated with a small-town feel. Stir in family and a sprinkle of hard work to complete the recipe for this award-winning cafe.
Order up! Mom's Parkside Cafe. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 2, and weekends, 7 till 2.
Back here on Cool Country WCMP 100.9 FM. See that dash underneath the Wildcats name? That is the set victory mark. And they lead 1-0 over Hill Murray. It was an exciting first set. Wildcats got out to a nice 3-0 lead, but Hill Murray erased that real quick. And it was back and forth until Hill Murray took over the lead, and they led to late in this set before Chisago Lakes took the lead right back and wound up winning it. They got to set point, but Hill Murray gave them a little bit of a scare as they came back and scored three unanswered, and made it 24-23, but then the Wildcats were able to finish it off with a Kate Friedner kill to get the set victory, 25-23. It will be, looks like Hill Murray will serve. Joy Garvey will get ready. Garvey readying her serve. Here's the serve. It's up and over. Larson with the dig. Mayer to Cave! And Cave starts it off hot with another kill for the Wildcats. I mean, my goodness. Might want to check the air in that ball. Uyghur and Mayer out. Osmondson and Carlson in. Kiana Osmondson to serve. It is over, dug up by Savino. They keep it back in play and then get it back over the net. Larson there for the dig. Osmondson sets. Cave again! Mariah Cave with two straight. Osmondson will serve. Again, it's dug up by their libero, and they will look for the kill. Is it out of bounds? No, it's in. It just is in on that far sideline. I thought it might be out, but it just did stay in. Getting past Osmondson over there. Readying for the serve is Brooks Simpson. And the serve. Anderson with the dig. Osmondson will put it back into play, and Anderson left-handed serve is over, or hit is over, excuse me, not the serve. This hit will go long. They're going to say somebody touched it. I don't know. Whoa. I'm not sure where. Well, it's all right. We move forward. Tied at 2. Here's the serve. Anderson with the dig. Osmondson will serve, and Friedner with the kill. Serve now from Friedner. It's up and it is over. Kept alive by Hill Murray. They do just get it over on that third hit. Dug up by Anderson. Cave off the tip, and oh my goodness, how did that happen? Got a gift. A lucky bounce, blocked at the net, dug up by Cave. And now Larson through the block. Kayla Larson hits it through the block. Make it 4-2. Friedner's serve is over, and it's dug up on the back line, pushing it backwards, but they got a chance as they get it back into play. It's over, dug up by Friedner, and oh, man. They got it back over the net on a hit from Osmondson, but just did not clip enough as it went out of bounds. It's 4-3. Here's the serve from Cepeda, dug up by Anderson. Mayer to Cave. Not a kill this time as Hill Murray is there, and they'll get it back over. Friedner is there. And Cave off a block. Anderson. Osmondson to Carlson. Oh, down the sideline, but on the far side, it is out of bounds. Carlson has just not been able to quite dial in that accuracy right now. When she does, she is going to be deadly accurate on that far sideline, and Hill Murray's going to have a tough time catching up to those. That is just going to get over. Friedner with the dig. Osmondson sets. Larson, long. Similar to the first set, they had a lead, and now it's evaporated, and the Pioneers take over. Serve from Cepeda is over. Oh, and Larson just not a clean dig that time. And it will get down for an ace for Cepeda. The serve. Lob serve over. Anderson with the dig. Osmondson to Cave. It's back over on the dig. And, oh, this is going to be a tough play for Carlson. She does get it over. Are they going to say Hill Murray's point? They will. Man, there's a couple of calls in here that have been tough if you're a Wildcat fan. And a couple of them have been touches that, I don't know, they've either been super close to the point where we can't see them where we're at, we're not far off the court, or they've just sadly missed them. And again, not ragging on the refs, so don't get on me on that. It's just sometimes humans make mistakes. Trust me, I don't want robot referees. I don't. I like the human error aspect of having people, real people do it. But that doesn't mean that they don't make mistakes, and I think they did make a few on some of these calls. Timeout was called here by Chisago Lakes. 7-4. Surprised they took an early timeout here. They were down by 4 in the first set, and Lindstrom let them work through it, but she's seen something that she wanted to correct here early. And they'll come out and maybe just kind of a vote of confidence for some of the players who just haven't quite been themselves quite yet in this game. Here's this one. It just does get over, but it's dug up on the late dive. And now the hit over Anderson. It hits the light, and then we'll get down right at the referee's ladder. Yeah, it hit the light in the gymnasium and winds up getting to the referee's ladder. No one could get it. Here's the serve into the net. 8-5 now. Olivia Anderson will serve for the Wildcats. Left-handed serve is over, and somehow they keep it alive. They are getting some lucky bounces here this evening. This towards the net. Yeah, Larson, couldn't do much, just get it over. Anderson now, and now Larson again. Can't do much with that one, just has to get it over. Can't quite line this one up as Anderson will get it through a block. Larson sets back into play, and Friedner will push it back over. Dug up there by Savino on that back line, and they will get it over. Dug up by Anderson. Osmondson now to Larson. Nearly there. Diving dig, though, for Hill Murray, and they'll push it back across. Friedner, Osmondson, Carlson. Yes! Linnea Carlson with her first kill of the evening, and it's an emphatic one at that. What a hit there by Carlson. Like I said, if she was able to kind of overcome those mistakes, she would correct them, and she did, and man, she made them pay. This one gonna go long. It was not tipped. Hill Murray says it was. It was clearly not tipped that time. Serve is over by Anderson. It is dug up on the back line. You got a relay to kind of get this one back, and that is, gonna say in on that back line. I don't know, that was close. 9-7 is the Hill Murray lead. Serving now is number 2, that's Camille Streeter. Service over, dug up on the back line by Friedner, and now those ready it for Larson, but unable to get too much into it. And then Larson had the block. She couldn't get the second hit on it, and her teammate just didn't realize it as it kind of bounced on top of the net and then stayed over. That's just a tough play. 10-7 now. Here's the serve, dug up by Friedner. Osmondson will set for Carlson. And, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It was blocked by Hill Murray into the antenna. It's got to be Chisago Lakes point. There we go. That was blocked into the antenna by Hill Murray, and they corrected it. So now 10-8. Carlson and Osmondson out, Mayer and Weeger in, and Morgan Mayer will go back to serve. She'll line up on this towards this left side. A line drive serve. It is just dug up. It's going to get to the net. Hill Murray does just keep it alive, but they hit it into the net again. Make it 10-9. And this serve just going to be long by Mayer. Caden Cessna the serve. It's over, dug up by Larson, and Larson will hit it back over. At the net on the far side, Anderson probably could have let that one go, unfortunately. It looked like it might have been carrying a little bit long, but you don't discredit her for trying to make a play. She's just trying to do all she can to help her team out. Cessna with another serve. It just does get over. Friedner with the dig. Larson, and Friedner will hit it back over. Dug up by Hill Murray. Now they'll tap it over, and Larson just not a quick enough reaction. She was there and saw it, just couldn't. Her mind just couldn't follow with her body. You could tell she wanted to get it. She knew what she needed to go, but it's like her body was trailing her mind just a tad. Couldn't get that arm out there quick enough, and Cessna will serve again. It's over. Taylor there with the dig. Mayer sets. Larson looking for a directional hit and can't get it cleanly. This one is over, and two different Wildcats there, and they need better communication. We'll get a timeout here by the Wildcats. They certainly need it. We'll get a word from our fine sponsors, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Traditions are passed down, and we learn what is important. The value of $1, the importance of family, the ability to do a job yourself. Central Boiler designed the Classic Edge with these same values in mind. The Classic Edge Outdoor Wood Furnace from Central Boiler. A perfect combination of value and performance.
Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Back here on WCMP Cool Country 100.9 FM, WCMP. 14-9 is the lead for Hill Murray. So the Wildcats have some work to do here after the timeout. Now we're back. Back over by Chisago Lakes. Dug up by Friedner. And some sort of violation on the Wildcats somewhere. Makes it 15-9. Served by Cessna again. Two different Wildcats get it on the back line, but they do get it. Now Larson, she wants this one back. Thought it hit the antenna, it did not. And it's hit over. Friedner there. And Mayer sets for Uyghur. Kept alive, and they just couldn't get it over. Well, unfortunately for Chisago Lakes, they're out of timeouts, and this is one of those sets, the way it's going. They just kind of need it to turn it around some way. Just got to get momentum somewhere. Cessna. Yeah, she somehow she messed up the timing on her serve. And through that, and again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Anytime your serve has an interruption in its timing, 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, it's going into the net or long or somewhere other than in play. Larson will take some off that one, but it's dug up. And dug up here by the Wildcats. That's Mayer, Anderson, and Friedner hits it back over. Just dug up by Hill Murray on the far side into a block. Dug up by Taylor on the far side. And Uyghur will look for the kill, but it's dug up back across the net. Friedner. Nice job there by Mayer, but it's dug up by Hill Murray. Hit back over. Anderson there. Mayer for Friedner, but dug up off of the block by Anderson. And Taylor will get it back over. Dug up by Cessna, and they'll hit it just over. Friedner there. Uyghur off a block. And back over. Again dug up by Larson on the back line. Osmondson for Friedner! And it's there! Well, that was a long one, but Friedner finally gets it. They needed that. Larson with the serve. Ooh, that's nobody there. That's an ace for Larson. Larson with an ace, 16-12. And the Wildcats, pardon the pun, scratching and clawing their way back. Larson serve again. This time it's clean by Cessna. Into the net, they hit it. 16-13 on that third hit. They hit it into the net. And timeout called here by Hill Murray. So while they take one, we will as well. Back in 30 seconds on Cool Country.
Aero Building Center in Siren is your leading name throughout the Midwest with trusted brands for your building supplies and services. Aero Building Center has been providing contractors, homeowners, and do-it-yourselfers with quality products and expert service for all projects, big and small, for many decades. No matter the size of your next project, Aero Building Center is at your service. And don't forget, free, yes, free delivery, always. Stop on by Aero Building Center in Siren, conveniently located off Highway 70, or visit them online at abc-clc.com.
Cool Country WCMP 100.9 FM. Wildcats currently trail. (16-13) on that Brace Orthodontic scoreboard. Wildcats trail. Hill Murray with the timeout. Wildcats trying to erase this deficit and get back. The serve now by Larson. It is over. Dug up. And on the far side, they'll hit it. Dug up by Larson. A diving dig for Mayer, the set, and then Friedner will hit it back across. Dug up by Hill Murray. They'll hit it over. Larson on the back line. Dug up. And Friedner with the kill. Friedner delivers on the kill, and it's 16-14. Serve is over by Larson. Blocked back across by Taylor. Eliana Taylor with the block. 16-15. And if they can erase the deficit that they had and get the tie, there's no reason they can't pull away. Larson serve. Dug up on that near far sideline. And Hill Murray will just get it over. Larson there with the dig. Mayer sets. Taylor just does get it over. And now push back over. Dug up by Larson on the back line. This is tough for Friedner, but through the block. And it is a kill for Friedner. (16 all now after the kill from Kate Friedner. And Kayla Larson, the serve. On that far sideline, she'll go again. They'll look. And it's long on that hit on that far sideline. And the Wildcats lead 17-16. Serve here by Larson again. On the back line, dug up by Savino. They'll push it over, and it is down. But what a run by the Wildcats to erase that deficit. 8-0 run for the Wildcats, and it's 17 all. Marissa Savino. And that is long. 18-17. Eliana Taylor back to serve for Chisago Lakes. Olivia Anderson checks out. In comes Mariah Cave. Taylor's serve, line drive serve. Dug up, and they're racing after it on the far side. And they'll just get it through. Kate Friedner almost didn't expect that one to come her way as it came cross court on the hit. I think she thought maybe it was going to hit the net. I thought it sure was, but it wound up making its way through. And now Joy Garvey will serve. And the serve is over. Dug up by Anderson. Uyghur keeps it alive into the rafters, and it almost looked like they kind of just stopped on it. I don't know if they maybe lost it in the lighting itself or what, but it looked like they kind of just stopped. That is something you cannot do here. Serve is long, and we're tied up again at 19 apiece. And a substitution here for the Wildcats. Kiana Osmondson in, as is Linnea Carlson for Uyghur and Mayer. Osmondson will go back to serve. Here's the serve from Osmondson to the back line. Two different Hill Murray players get it, but they wind up keeping it alive. This is pushed over, dug up by Larson, pushed back over by Osmondson, kept alive, and now they'll push it back over. Anderson there. Osmondson sets. Cave! No, can't get it that time. Well, she will. It was initially dug up, but Cave going to get the kill. Mariah Cave. The Wildcats needed that one. And the serve from Osmondson. It's over. Ooh, late dig, but they did get it. And through the block for Cepeda. Yeah, the Wildcats just have not been able to get clean blocks here this evening. We'll have to clean that up as they go forward. Brooks Simpson now to serve for Hill Murray. Serve is over, dug up by Friedner. Osmondson, Cave. Oh, just out on that far sideline. That's one Cave will want back. She doesn't miss on many of those. She'll want that one back. Simpson. Serve will go into the net. The student section here yells 4 and winds up seemingly working. Substitution here for Hill Murray. Kate Friedner now to serve for the Wildcats. Oh, she comes up short. She wanted to take something off it, but just took too much off it that time. Again, thinking that her serve was a little bit interrupted. Peyton Cepeda now to serve for Hill Murray. And it's over, dug up by Friedner. And now Larson will look for the kill. Off the block, she gets it. Well, just what the Wildcats needed there. Kayla Larson. Another kill. Well, they got it for Friedner. I think it was Larson, though. Olivia Anderson, the serve. Dug up for Hill Murray, and on that far side, it's in. Well, back and forth we go late in the set. 23-22. Hill Murray leads. Wildcats need to put something together now. And Cave is out, in is Taylor. Back to serve for Hill Murray is Camille Streeter. Serve is over, dug up by Larson. And they'll set it up for Larson, who will tap it over. It's blocked, and we got a violation on Hill Murray. That will make it 23-all. Morgan Mayer and Nora Weger will check in for Carlson and Osmondson, and Mayer will go back to serve. Well, we get a timeout first. Hill Murray decides, you know what? Quick timeout first. So we'll take 30 seconds, and we'll return on WCMP.
Hi, Rob. Hey, why have you been so happy lately? It's because I no longer pay for hot water. What? You have 4 teenagers that take all-day showers. How do you not pay for hot water? Well, I put in a central boiler outdoor furnace that heats my house, my garage, and now I have virtually endless free hot water. Wow, that's great. With my 10 kids, I'll really save some money. Where do I get a furnace? Check with your local central boiler dealer, of course.
Northland Boiler Sales, your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Back here on 100.9 FM Cool Country WCMP. Tied at 23 apiece on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Their board-certified orthodontists are committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Start today at embracemn.com. They'll also leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever. 23-all. Mayer will serve. They wanted a timeout before the serve, so let's see what they try to get going. But they're a little bit behind this one as they do get it back over. Anderson with the dig. Mayer sets for Larson through the block, but it's dug up towards the front of the net. That's just a clean dig there for Hill Murray on the far sideline. It is out. It is out. It is out. It will be out. Hit long by Hill Murray, and it will be set point for the Wildcats. Mayer with the serve. It's over. Dug up by Hill Murray, and they'll get it through the block, and that'll erase that point. 24-all. We're going into extra points now here in the second set. Not too surprised, if I'm being honest. Not too surprised at all. Caden Cessna will serve. Serve is over, dug up by Anderson. Mayer sets, she'll push it back over. Just wasn't quite sure where her teammates were. This off the block, and it will be a kill, and now set point for Hill Murray. Cessna, and now the Wildcats need to battle here. They need this one. Cessna with the serve, and it goes long. Friedner has to matrix duck underneath it as it goes long. She ducked right at the last possible second to make that one go long. Kayla Larson will serve. We're tied again. Here's the serve. It's over. Dug up by Hill Murray. And that was going to go long, but Mayer with the aggressive dig. And now Friedner will hit it back across. Unfortunate there for Chisago Lakes, gave that one up, but now she'll hit it back over. This time dug up by Mayer. And Anderson will set for Friedner off the block, but Larson is there. Mayer sets again for Friedner. Off a block again. Anderson there. Taylor and kept alive. Oh. A little bit of they're going to get a lift. Just say a little bit of a quick whistle, but they got her for a lift. 26-25. Wildcats got a battle. Set point for Hill Murray. Serve is over by Savino. Dug up by Anderson. They'll line it up for Friedner! Friedner with the kill to tie us up at 26 apiece. Eliana Taylor will be back to serve. In comes Cave for Anderson. Eliana Taylor serve. And Hill Murray will set it up nicely. That's out. Yes, it is. It's a long hit on that far sideline. And it's set point back for Chisago Lakes. 27-26. Taylor comes up on that far sideline. Just did get the dig, did Hill Murray. They'll hit it into a block, and Friedner's there! And that'll end the set! Friedner with a huge block to win set number 2, 28-26. There will be no bigger play than that so far tonight. Friedner with a big-time block to end set number 2, 28-26. It'll be a Hones Auto Body and Glass set break here in Chisago Lakes. We'll be back after word from our fine sponsors on WCMP.
Are you tired of long commutes to the Twin Cities to work in the HVAC field? Dale's Heating and Appliance in Pine City is now hiring full-time installation and service technicians to join their growing team. Dale's Heating and Appliance is an established Lennox Premier dealer looking to expand their business. Benefits include competitive wages, health insurance, paid vacation, paid holidays, 401k, and more. Submit your resume to daleshvac@yahoo.com or visit Dale's Heating and Appliance in downtown Pine City today.
Need a prescription or medication advice? Wellia Health's community pharmacies in Mora and Pine City are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Our friendly pharmacists are here to answer your questions and to help with prescription transfers. Call us at Pine City 320-322-5141 or Mora 320-679-3999 or visit welliahealth.org.
A jewelry store.
Nada.
Then it's a thrift store?
Nada. A pawn shop. Nada. Another man's treasure is not a lot of things. What it is a place to find gently used power tools, hand tools, tires, fishing and hunting gear, motocross gear, and a ton of other cool stuff. Stop by and sell your gently used items, or buy something at a fraction of the price of buying it new. Another man's treasure in Becker, Princeton, East Bethel, Rice Lake, Wisconsin, or North Branch. Or visit Another Man's Treasure on Facebook and see what came in today.
How do you want to be celebrated? A church service? A celebration of life in a chapel? Maybe even cremation with an outdoor gathering. Many of these can be taken care of ahead of time and can be affordable. Metvin Funeral and Cremation Services has the resources and expertise to help you plan ahead. Learn how you can make the decision now that will make things easier for your family in the future. Metvin Funeral Home in Mora, Isle, and Sandstone, or find them online at metvinfuneralhome.com.
Back here on WCMP 100.9 FM. 2-0 the Wildcats lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Getting set for the third. After this Hones Auto Body and Glass set break, ICAR and ASE certified they are. Sound like Yoda, I guess. They are recommended by insurance companies. Had an accident? Let Hones Auto Body and Glass fix you up. Set 3 about to get started. And the Wildcats will have first serve in the third. It will be Eliana Taylor who will serve. Just got to make sure everybody's in that needs to be and should be. And there is the ball. Taylor will ready her serve. Here's the serve into the net, so not the start they wanted, but hey, it's only 1 point. Peyton Cepeda with the serve for Hill Murray. It's over. Dug up by Larson. And Friedner will look to get one back, but through the block, that will help keep it up for Mancuso. And then hit it. Oh, my goodness. You talk about getting a friendly roll. What a roll that was. It hit the almost below the white ribbon on the net and then rolled its way over. So Cepeda will serve again. And here it is. Larson. Oh, just not a clean dig for Larson. It'll be an ace for Cepeda. Here's the serve. And, oh, should have let that one go. Friedner got it, rolled back off her fingertips and went out of bounds. I think she should have let that one go. I think that one was going to go long. So Cepeda will serve again. And here's the serve. Comes up short, and Larson couldn't get there in time. And we'll get a substitution. And checking in for the first time here tonight, Isabel Benolkin will check in for Larson. Larson just needs a mental break, I think. That's what they're going to get her. So Benolkin will check in. And the serve. Benolkin there. Mayer. And Cave! Ends that run. Mariah Cave with the big kill. Osmondson and Carlson check in for Mayer and Uyghur. Kiana Osmondson will serve. Serve is over. Dug up. And they'll look for the kill. It's long on the hit from Hill Murray. I would not want to be a referee on that one. That one was so close. I honestly couldn't tell in real time. Could not tell. Osmondson, another serve. Takes something off it. Dug up by Mancuso, and they'll hit it back across. Great opportunity here for Chisago Lakes to get a kill, and they do with Cave. Mariah Cave with another kill. Osmondson with the serve. Right to Tremblay. And that one gets through, and it is in for the kill. So 6-3 is our score. Get I think a sub? Yes, for Hill Murray. And back to serve will be Camille Streeter. Streeter with the serve. It is over. Dug up by Wildcats, and hit back over by Cave. Almost got a lift call, but they let it go, and that's going to be in, apparently, on the far sideline. I don't know. It was close. Again, I would not be able to be a referee on some of these calls. They are so close. And a lot of times with some of these, either way you call it, you're going to have someone upset. But they do their best, and again, that's why I'm not a ref. Streeter with the serve. It comes up short. Carlson is there. Osmondson, and then Friedner will send it back over. Dug up by Hill Murray, and it's dug up by Osmondson. And Friedner with the hit on the back line, dug up there by Mancuso, and they'll get it back across. Dug up by Osmondson. Anderson, and Carlson looks for the kill. Off a block, though. It'll keep alive for Mancuso, and they'll get it back over. Carlson to Osmondson. They'll set it up for Friedner, who hits it into the net. Yeah, very rare mistake there by Friedner. Won't see her make that too many times, but unfortunately for Chisago Lakes, we've seen that too many times here this evening, whether it be her or any one of her teammates. There's too many mistakes. 8-3. Here's the serve. It's dug up by Benolkin. Osmondson sets for Friedner, and Friedner, somehow that gets back over. Anderson, though, there with the dig. Osmondson sets for Cave this time, off the block. Kept over, nice job by Friedner just to get that one back over, and they will get it over. Will Hill Murray, Anderson with the dig. Osmondson sets for Cave. There you go. Cave says, okay, we gotta get something back. And Cave immediately turns around to her teammate Friedner and says, hey, that's a great job. Larson back in for Benolkin. Yeah, Larson just needed a little bit of a mental rest there. She's back in, and she's ready. Friedner. Took some off that. Did they? They did keep it alive. Apparently Anderson will get the dig now. And Cave coming back with one. Wow. Cave with a big kill. And Friedner lobs this one over. A late dig that time for Savino. They wind up still keeping it alive off the block, and the block that time almost works. It does work against Chisago Lakes as it goes through and gets down. Caden Cessna will serve for Hill Murray, but first a substitution for Hill Murray. 9-5 is our score. Serve is over, dug up by Anderson. Osmondson for Cave, good hit, but Cessna is there for an even better dig. This one over. Anderson is there. Osmondson sets for Friedner coming over. Off the block. Diving dig to keep it alive. On that far side, a block, and Cave just can't get it. Carlson was there. Great effort by Carlson, but just could not have a teammate in that area in time. And Cessna with the serve into the net. So anytime you can force them into a mistake, you take it. And Cessna, again, I thought she took a little bit too long before she went to serve. So I think she interrupted her own timing there, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Taylor will come in for Cave, and Anderson will serve. The southpaw serve is over. Cessna with the dig for Hill Murray. On the far side, the line up. Anderson is there. Osmondson sets Friedner, and it goes long. Just these are the mistakes you can't have if you're Chisago Lakes. And they're the uncommon or uncharacteristic mistakes, coming from Friedner, which we just don't see, really. Marissa Savino will serve. And her serve goes cross court. There's Larson with the dig. Osmondson sets for Carlson. Carlson will hit it back across. Hill Murray has it, and they'll look for the kill. Off a block, kept alive. Osmondson sets. Larson tries to tap it over. Back over by Hill Murray. Anderson, Osmondson to Larson through a block, but a diving dig still keeps it alive, and Hill Murray will look for the kill through the block. I don't think we need a timeout yet for the Wildcats, but probably if Hill Murray gets one more point, we will. Savino to serve. And this is going to go across court. Larson with it. Osmondson hits it over, and nobody there for Hill Murray. Great job by Osmondson just to recognize, hey, no one there, so just hit it over. Mayer and Uyghur in for Carlson and Osmondson. And, of course, Morgan Mayer will go back to serve. 12-7 is the score. Wildcats got to do some work here. Serve is over and looking for the kill. It's dug up by Mayer on that far sideline. Now Larson, oh my goodness. Can't do much better than what she just did there. Beautiful kill. Here's the serve from Mayer. It's over to Cessna. Line up on the far side, through a block. Dig for Friedner. Anderson sets, and Larson will just have to hit it back over. Not what they wanted, but sometimes you got to do that. And this gets over, and Mayer just a little bit late on that dive. Joy Garvey will serve. (13-8), and that serve into the net. 13-9. Kayla Larson will serve for Chisago Lakes, trailing by 4. And here's the serve. It's on that far side. Back across. Oh, Taylor had it. And almost, she wanted to redirect it up there and just push it a little too far out on that far sideline. Benolkin will check in for Larson. Simpson to serve. It's over. Anderson with the dig. Mayer sets for Friedner. My goodness. I mean, it gets to a point where on some of these hits, whether on each side, it's like just protect yourself and get out of the way. That's what's going through my mind anyways. I mean, we've had some hits on both sides where it's like, goodness gracious, just save yourself. Taylor will serve. It's over. Dug up by Hill Murray. And this one's out on this near sideline. Very close, but it was just out. Again, golly, I give so much credit to these refs because I would not want to be one of them and have to make some of these calls. They're just so close. Here's the serve from Taylor. Ooh, just does get over that net. Nice job. And this gets over. Mayer with the dig. Benolkin and Friedner just does get it over the net. Hill Murray will keep it alive. Sliding did for Friedner. Cave will kind of push it over and reset for her team. And, missing it. Oh, my goodness, and she can't believe it. Peyton Cepeda completely just missed. And as she missed, she kind of just sat back and jaw dropped. She, reading her lips, that was bad. That's all right, though. It's a mistake. It happens. And awesome thing with mistakes, you can fix them. Taylor's serve is going to go long on this near side. It's unfortunate. I thought maybe Hill Murray would be aggressive and go after it, but they did not. Now Anderson in for Taylor. Cepeda will be back to serve. Here's the serve from Cepeda. It's out. 15-13. Now the Wildcats, this is where they need to do their work. If they want to win this set and get out of here, it starts now. Kiana Osmondson, Linnea Carlson in for Uyghur, and Mayer. Here's the Osmondson. Oh, no. The Osmondson serve sails. It almost looked like there was a string on it, and it was just being held up until it reached that white line and got long. And that's unfortunate. Streeter will serve for Hill Murray. Well, that's not what you needed if you're the Wildcats. The serve is over, dug up by Benolkin. Osmondson will set for Cave, and Cave just has to do all she can just to get that one over. Now into a block, kept alive by Hill Murray. Blocked there by Friedner and Cave. Back over, diving dig by Benolkin. Osmondson sets, and two Wildcats collide, but they're up and okay. Pushed on the far side, through a block and out. This is where, the Wildcats got to get it going. You don't want this to be headed to extra sets if you're the Wildcats. Give Hill Murray any momentum. Obviously easier said than done, but down by 4. Still plenty of time, but you get things going. Serve here from Streeter into the net. So we get one back for the Wildcats. 17-14. Substitution here for Chisago Lakes. Kayla Larson back in for Benolkin. Kate Friedner will serve. Serve is over. It was nearly down, but nice job. Friedner there, and Cave, yes! Cave with the kill. That's big, and they need to start a run. Friedner, serve is over. Up on that far sideline, they want to set it up for her, and it's blocked. That is in. That was in. Off the block, it stays in. That was in. But again, it's one of those calls where Hill Murray is on the far side, so at their angle it looks like it was out, but at my angle it looks like it was in. They do call it in, 17-16. Another Friedner serve. It's over. They want to set it up for Joy Garvey on that far side, but this hit goes long. Here we go, and it's tied up. 17 apiece. And now this is where the Wildcats need to start rolling. Timeout called here by Hill Murray. We'll be back after a word from our fine sponsors on Cool Country WCMP.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. Coaches, when you need space that's air conditioned or heating with enough room to get in some team training, book Here's the Pitch. Fixing swings, catchers using the state-of-the-art machines, breaking in bats, whatever the team needs to dominate next season. Let Here's the Pitch elevate their game. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall.
Yeah, thank you to Here's the Pitch for sponsoring, and all of our fine sponsors here on WCMP and KBK, all across the Q Media sports world. Wildcats and Pioneers tied up at 17 apiece here in the third set. Wildcats lead 2-0. I hate to say that they need to win it 3-0, but it just feels like they need to win it 3-0 because if you give Hill Murray any bit of momentum, it just feels like they're a pretty strong team with momentum. And Wildcats had to fight just to get back into this one and tie it up at 17 apiece, so they need to continue. Friedner will serve. And she gets it over. Dug up, they again want to set it up for Garvey on that far side, and she gets it through the block. Garvey's their best hitter. And again, it's one of those strong hits where it's like, golly, I wouldn't even want to get in the way of it. 18-17. Cadence Cessna to serve. Here's the serve. Dug up by Anderson. The wrong dig for that one there. So we'll get down for an ace. 19-17. This one's over. Friedner with the clean dig. Osmondson sets for Carlson. And that is in for Carlson. Well, she didn't need all of the juice on that one. Just needed to place it correctly, and she did that. Olivia Anderson back to serve. Cave is out. In came Taylor. Serve is over. Dug up by Hill Murray, and they'll get it to Joy Garvey. Kept alive, and Osmondson will get this one over. Now on the far side, Hill Murray. That is out. And we're tied back up at 19 apiece. Okay, Wildcats have tied it up again. They need to get if they can get the lead, they'll start to hopefully pull away, but they need to try and get this lead here. Anderson the serve. Her serve, I don't know what happened, but she messed up her serve routine, and I think she went just a little too quick. I think she was just trying to catch Hill Murray off guard, and she went a little too quick on that serve routine and wound up hitting it into the net. Marissa Savino to serve for the Pioneers. It's over. Dug up by Friedner. Osmondson will set. Kayla Larson through the block for the kill. And that'll tie us up at 20 apiece. Carlson and Osmondson out. In come Mayer and Uyghur. Mayer will go back to serve. Now, if you're Chisago Lakes, I think the biggest thing right now is clean serves. Worry about the serve and then go. There's it, the serve. It is over and through the block. They're just, Chisago Lakes just a little bit behind the 8 ball. But that one, to be fair, got through a block, and it just, slow rolled to the court. But Joy Garvey into the net. This student section is affecting these serves here this evening, for sure. This student section coming alive right at the right time, right when they need to. Kayla Larson will serve. Larson surveying. And it's over. Again, it went dead quiet with that serve. Pushed over, kept alive. Mayer kept it alive on a dive, but it just seems like right now the Wildcats are just out of place. They're just out of place right now as Benolkin will check in for Larson. I think Wildcats just might need a timeout here just to kind of regroup and say, hey, we got to be in position for these. We're just falling out of position too quickly now. Here's the serve. It's over. Anderson with the dig. Oh, somehow Mayer gets it over, and Taylor now there for the dig. Anderson. It's in. Off the net. It stays in. 22 all. And Taylor will serve. It's over. Dug up, now to the front line, and on this near side, they get it. And that is Cepeda. Yeah, you don't want her to be touching the ball this late. Cepeda has such a strong hit. Her and Garvey, two best hitters on that team. Serve is in. Dug up by the Wildcats. And now Uyghur will hit it back over. Dug up by Hill Murray. And back across. Dug up by Benolkin to the front of the net. Mayer. Cave. Gets it in for the kill. And if you're the Wildcats, there are a couple of people you want to have to square it up. One of them is Cave. Uyghur and Mayer out. In is Osmondson and Carlson. And a timeout here by Hill Murray. We'll keep it here on WCMP. Getting to the late stages of this one. Third set, 23 all. Wildcats 2 points away from sending it to the section championship. Back out of the timeout. I apologize. Got some other work stuff going on. But back. Excuse me. Back here in this one, Kiana Osmondson ready to serve. 23 all. Here's the whistle for the okay to serve. Osmondson. Oh, not what you need. You cannot have that at this point. 24-23. That, set point now for the Pioneers. You cannot have that if you're Chisago Lakes. Well, Hill Murray 1 point away from sending it to a fourth. It's over, dug up by Benolkin. And on that far side, it was nearly a kill, but dug up by Hill Murray. They'll get it through a block, and now they win this set. That is not what the Wildcats needed. That is less than ideal. Well, that'll be it for set number 3. Wildcats will have another set to try and get it. Set 4 coming up after a word from our fine sponsors during this Hones Auto Body and Glass set break. Hail damage, get your vehicle to Hones Glass in Mora. And they are, in fact, recommended by many insurance companies. They have a huge state-of-the-art facility as well. Back after word from our fine sponsors here on WCMP.
Guy Fieri's Flavor Town is now available at your Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City. Guy Fieri of Food Network fame is rolling out some of his favorites like the mac and cheese burger, sweet heat chicken and waffle, jalapeno potato nuggets, and candy chaos cookies. And you can only get these at your local Freeway Holiday Station store. Flavortown is rolling out now. Guy Fieri's new Flavortown at the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City. 'Cause you gotta stop somewhere.
Rush City Auto and Standard Auto and Classics in North Branch invite you to check out their 2 full lots of quality used vehicles. They've got a car or truck for any size budget. Get your next vehicle from a local dealer with a great reputation. Rush City Auto and Standard Auto and Classics in North Branch are going to put you into a vehicle that you will love at a price you can afford. For more information, visit rushcityauto.com to view up-to-date inventory. Rush City Auto and Standard Auto and Classics. Quality used vehicles, rushcityauto.com.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit Kettle River Pizza fundraising on Facebook to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today. That's great tasting pizza.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
Back here on WCMP 100.9 FM, Cool Country. So the Wildcats, they still got, let's be real. They still have 2 sets to really get the win, but it would just be more ideal. So, as much as I get down about it, I just get too into the game, if I'm being honest. I get so up and down. Serve here now by Tremblay is over, dug up by Larson. And Cave trying to hit it over, but it's dug up by Hill Murray. They'll get it back across, dug up by Larson. What? A violation on Chisago Lakes. So it's 1-0 now.
Let's go, Cats. Stay fired up. Let's go.
Serve is over. It's going to get back over off the dig. Anderson there. Cave is a good teammate and gets it back over. Blocked at the net, and it's in. That is in off the block. Great job. That was close, but it just did get that back corner. Osmondson and Carlson in for Uyghur and Mayer. Serve is over. And Hill Murray just has to push it over. Dug up by Friedner. Osmondson sets for Cave, and she gets it through. Serve here from Osmondson. It's over. Hill Murray will set up on the far side. Blocked at the net by Cave, but it's kept alive by Hill Murray, and they'll hit it back across. Anderson is there with the dig. Setting up now near side for Friedner, and it's going to be a kill. And a kill here for the Pioneers as they come back with one, make it 3-2. Serve will now be from Brooke Simpson for the Pioneers, and it's short. So that'll help the Wildcats, 4-2. Still plenty of game left to go here. Kate Friedner back to serve for Chisago Lakes. Here's the serve from Friedner. It's over, and Cepeda looks for the kill. Oh my goodness! That, a little bit of a missed call there. That one was long, but that's all right. Move on, it's 4-3. Defense getting set up. And here's the serve. It's over, dug up by Anderson. And now Cave, but it's, luckily the Pioneers got a block. And this is hit into the net, yeah. So hit into the net, did Hill Murray on that third hit. It was not blocked, and Cave will check out. In came Taylor, and Livy Anderson to serve. Here's the serve on that far sideline, dug up by Tremblay. And the hit goes long. Another serve. Serve and again is back over, and Pioneers trying to get this dig off of the deflection off the net, unable to do so, and it'll make it 7-3. Anderson's serve is over. Dug up on the back line, and they'll set up on the far side, blocked at the net, but it goes out. Carlson was there, but just blocked it out of bounds, and getting a word from Coach Lindstrom on how to, hey, how do we get this one? Well, do it this way. 7-4. Streeter with the serve. It's dug up by Larson. On the far side, Carlson looks for the kill. It's off a block. Dug up and pushed towards the front of the net. And that's dug up on the far sideline by Osmondson. And Larson will have to just get it back over. And here's this one over. Friedner with a sliding dig. Osmondson to Larson. Has to redirect there, so couldn't get all her power on that one. This one's pushed over. Friedner with the dig. Osmondson sets for Taylor. Oh, and she mishit it. So it'll be 4 hits for Chisago Lakes. And the serve from Streeter. Dug up by Friedner. On the far side, Carlson. Off a block, dug up, and back over. Nice job, Wildcats. Kept alive, and they'll push it over, and that was just a really good play there by Hill Murray. No one there in the middle, so on the set, they push it across. Here's the serve, and it's over. Friedner is there. Osmondson sets for Larson. Gets to the net and over. And now Friedner with the dig. And Carlson has to readjust, but it's dug up. Back across the net. Taylor with the dig. Osmondson sets now on this near side for Larson, and blocked at the net, and just nobody there for Chisago Lakes. So we're tied at 7-all. And the serve. Friedner cleanly. Osmondson now to Carlson. Off the block, and it gets down. Oh boy, did they need that. Wildcats needed that one. And now Uyghur and Mayer will check in for Carlson. And Osmondson, and of course Morgan Mayer will go back to serve. And the serve is over. Dug up and pushed to the front line, and they'll hit it over and in. Went through a block and just did find its way in. So 8-all. And the serve from Cessna. It's over, dug up by Friedner. Oh my goodness, and Mayer just has to get over, and then Larson tripping over just to get it over the net, and they'll hit it into the net. Will Hill Murray. Wow. What was disaster early on for Chisago Lakes winds up working out in the end. Larson's serve is over. Dug up by Hill Murray, and they'll hit it across, but into the block, and it's a, wow, what a block there for Friedner. Larson's serve is over again. Dug up and blocked again! Taylor and Friedner. Both are there for the block to make it 11-8. Here's the serve from Larson. And it's over. That's going to get near the net. They try to keep it alive. They'll hit it into the net on the third. So it'll be 4 hits. Makes it 12-8. And a timeout called here by Hill Murray. I'm going to save my voice and take one as well back after 30 seconds.
Are you tired of spending your weekends on yard work? Central Outdoor Services in Pine City is your complete solution for all things outdoors. From perfectly manicured lawns to stunning landscaping and patio installations, we've got you covered. Need a boulder wall, some light dirt work, a fire pit, or even reliable snow removal in the winter? We do that too. Central Outdoor Services is here to give you back your free time so you can enjoy your yard instead of working on it. Visit centraloutdoormn.com to learn more or give us a call today.
Back here on Cool Country WCMP, 12-8 is our score. With the Wildcats leading on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. Find out more at embracemn.com. I say save my voice because I have to call another game tomorrow. I shouldn't say I have to. I get to call another game tomorrow. I have the awesome ability to call another game tomorrow because our local teams are so cool and keep winning. So Larson serve again over. This time more of a cleaner dig, and this will be long. They get 13-8. And Larson, another serve. This one's dug up there by Cessna. It's hit back across. Dug up by Mayer on that far sideline. Anderson. And this one will be hit back across by Friedner. Dug up on the back line there by the libero Savino. Then dug up and hitting the rafter. But Taylor there to be kind of a rescue. And then it's hit back across by Mayer. And Hill Murray will hit it across. Larson on the back line to Mayer. To Friedner! And Friedner delivers. – 14-8. And the Larson serve. Dug up by Cessna once again on the far side. Hit, and Anderson is there. Now push back over. What a great job that time by Morgan Mayer. Just great awareness of where everyone was at on Hill Murray's side. And a push across will get the kill, make it 15-8. Here's the Larson serve. Dug up by Savino. Push back over and dug up by Anderson. And on the far side, it's Nora Weeger with the kill. Her first of the evening, and a timeout by Hill Murray, 30 seconds, and we're back on Cool Country.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
Back here on Cool Country WCMP. Wildcats lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard 16-8. They'll do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. And if you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at embracemn.com. So out of the timeout, both teams work back out onto the court. Larson with the serve. It's dug up towards the back line by Cessna. And off the net, it's kept alive. And the block there. It was dug up by Friedner, and Anderson was right behind her. And unfortunately, the dig sent it backwards, and Larson just couldn't get to it in time. But a great hustle effort by Larson. And now Savino will serve for Hill Murray. And the serve is over, dug up by Larson. Mayer to Friedner through the block. Friedner with the kill. Make it 17-9. Checking back in is Mariah Cave for Olivia Anderson. And Taylor will serve now. Dug up by Cessna. Cessna's had a lot of opportunities for digs here. Dug up by a diving Mayer, and it's kept alive by Friedner. The set from Larson, hit across, blocked, and dug up by Taylor. And now Friedner will look to come back with it's in! Friedner another kill. Hill Murray waited. They thought it was going to go long, but it stayed in by about a foot. And Taylor will serve again. Eliana Taylor. 3 blocks on the evening. This serve is over. Dug up on that far sideline by Simpson. Simpson will look for the kill, but it is long. 19-9. And the serve from Taylor again. More of a line drive serve. Cessna with the dig. And is that blocked or is it into the net? I think it was blocked. Make it 20-9. Eliana Taylor. Serve out. You know, the student section has to start the bus serve. I always hated the start the bus serve because you never know what can happen. Now coming in and serving will be Maeva Tremblay, wearing number 21. And the serve, dug up by Larson to Mayer. Friedner blocked at the net. Anderson is there. Great reaction, and now Uyghur will have a chance on the back line. Cessna with the dig, and it gets over. Diving dig by Mayer. Anderson sets for Friedner, who hits it over. But Tremblay was there. Anderson, Mayer, Uyghur off a block. It gets down. Uyghur with her second kill. Substitution. In come Osmondson and Carlson for Uyghur and Mayer. And Osmondson is back to serve, 21-10. Line drive serve. Dug up there by Savino. It just does get over the net. Ooh. And diving after it was Anderson. She wound up hitting one of the bars of the net that holds it up, the support poles. But she's up and okay. 21-11. Here's the serve from Brooke Simpson into the net. 22-11. And Friedner is back to serve. Friedner going to line up more towards this near sideline. And the serve. Lobbed over, dug up by Tremblay. And hitting it into the net that time is Peyton Cepeda. Frustrated with herself on that one. She had that one squared up pretty well, too. 23-11, that's one of those where I've said earlier where it's like, just get out of the way. Save yourself. This one blocked by Cave on that far side. Then pushed over, dug up by Cave, and now Cave and Carlson will both push it over. They were both there, and they'll set it up. Cepeda does get it over. Carlson with the dig, and this is the third hit, and nice job by Anderson realizing that and getting it back over. And towards the middle, through the Cave block. That is not easy to do, but doing so was Sofia Mancuso. And back to serve now is Peyton Cepeda. Cepeda's serve is over, dug up by Anderson. Osmondson sets for Larson through the block, and he gets down. 24-12, match point. Match point for the Wildcats. Taylor in for Cave. Match point. Olivia Anderson. Trying to finish it off. Hill Murray gets it. They'll set it up on the far side. It's long! And the Wildcats finish it off. Set 3 is won. 25-12 by the Wildcats. Set 4, not set 3. 25-12, Wildcats get the third set victory, and fourth set victory, good grief, and they get out of here with a 3-1 finish over Hill Murray. They'll be headed to the section championship, which will take place next week on Wednesday against either Matamidi or St. Paul Como Park. We'll stay tuned to the post game as we will, after word from our fine sponsors, we'll recap this game, and we'll also have our Pine Insurance Player of the Game when we return. Back after word from our fine sponsors on WCMP.
Hey, Mark. I spent about $3,500 on heating this last winter.
Whoa, sounds like you need to switch to a central boiler outdoor wood furnace, like I did.
A wood furnace? That sounds like a lot of work.
No, not really. I have my wood delivered, and with a large firebox and a central boiler outdoor furnace, I usually just fill it once a day.
Whoa, that sounds great.
I heat my domestic water, garage, and I'm saving a ton of money every year.
Well, where do I get one?
Northland Boiler Sales is your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
Kettle River Pizza, the handcrafted pizza made locally in Ash Cove, Minnesota. Always the highest quality ingredients. Pizza that is consistently great tasting. A true crowd pleaser. 16 varieties to choose from. Enjoy the classics like pepperoni, pepperoni sausage and supreme, to the unique tastes of hot Hawaiian, taco, buffalo chicken, and chicken Alfredo. Pick some up at your local grocer, tavern, or convenience store. Handcrafted Kettle River Pizza. Moms and basketball players approved.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Back here on Cool Country WCMP, the Wildcats get the victory here over Hill Murray 3-1. They won the first set 25-23. The second set went into extra points before they won it 28-26. Then the third set, they trailed nearly the entire set and lost 25-23. But then in the fourth, they came back and absolutely dominated, winning it 25-12. It was an impressive performance here this evening, and we are actually going to right away get our Pine Insurance Player of the Game. So we'll be back after word from our fine sponsors with our Pine Insurance Player of the Game.
Pizza Pub in Pine City has a pizza and salad buffet on Fridays.
Not the right vibe. Trav and the gang at Pizza Pub are a little hipper. Here we go. Take 2.
Start off your weekend right with the Friday Pizza Buffet at Pizza Pub. From 11 to 1, pile your plate high with all-you-can-eat pizza for just $12, or upgrade to pizza and salad buffet for only $16. And they're now open Friday and Saturday 11 to 11 and Sunday 11 to 9. Pizza Pub, serving fresh pizza every day of the week. Come stop in.
Pizza Pub of Pine City.
All right, guys, when you get into the end zone, I want a big celebration. Maybe the gritty?
Nah, the Dirty Bird.
Ready, break.
There are plenty of different celebrations after a touchdown. When it comes to yours or your loved one's end-of-life celebration, there are also choices. Find guidance from the professionals at Methvin Funeral Homes, church services, celebration of life services at one of their chapels, or even cremation. Methvin has the resources to facilitate everything from start to finish. Methvin Funeral Services in Mora, Sandstone, and Isle, or find them online at methvinfuneralhome.com.
Back here on WCMP, we're now joined by our Pine Insurance Player of the Game, that is Morgan Mayer. First of all, congrats on the win here tonight.
Thank you so much.
This was a tough battle against a team you beat earlier in the season. You guys won the first 2 sets. It was tough in those first 2.
Yes.
Came back in the third, lost that one. What was the message to you guys after that set?
Just to come back strong like we have been playing and just try to keep our energy up in the beginning and just fight hard.
Well, you guys came back strong, I'd say. Yeah. So 25-12 in that fourth set. How does it feel to get at least one more win in front of these home fans?
It feels amazing. It's really amazing to be able to win one of our last home games.
Now, you're one of these seniors on this squad. What has it been like to be a part of this group and watch this team grow throughout the season?
It's amazing. It's amazing to be able to watch all the younger players be able to grow and join my team that I have been playing with. And it's just so great to be able to play with them.
And now you guys have punched your ticket to the section championship. How does that sound?
Amazing.
So now we don't know who your opponent is yet, but what are some of the things that you guys will work on before next Wednesday's section championship?
I think we're just going to keep working on fast defense and keeping a strong offense and just being able to keep our energy up during games.
Now, again, talking about those couple sets where it was really close, first, second, and the third, man, it was so close. But just talk about the resiliency of this team.
We have a great resilience. We're really good at being able to come back, and even if we have a rough play, we're able to talk to each other and figure it out and come back stronger.
Well, it's a lot of fun to watch this game. Congratulations on the win. Good luck next Wednesday, and congrats on being our Pine Insurance Player of the Game.
Thank you.
That, again, is Morgan Mayer. We'll be back afterward from our fine sponsors here on WCMP.
A jewelry store. Nada.
Then it's a thrift store?
Nada. A pawn shop. Nada. Another man's treasure is not a lot of things. What it is a place to find gently used power tools, hand tools, tires, fishing and hunting gear, motocross gear, and a ton of other cool stuff. Stop by and sell your gently used items, or buy something at a fraction of the price of buying it new. Another man's treasure in Becker, Princeton, East Bethel, Rice Lake, Wisconsin, or North Branch. Or visit Another Man's Treasure on Facebook and see what came in today.
CF Moto gives you everything you're looking for in off-road side-by-sides and utility by-sides. Not only does CF Moto offer comfort, but refined performance, and is found at Caswell Cycle in Mora. For those craving big adventures for off-road, CF Moto can help you get out on that next adventure with CF Moto Power Sports. Experience more together. The best place to purchase CF Moto off-road side-by-sides is Caswell Cycle. The fun starts here. Caswell Cycle, Mora. Motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides can be dangerous to operate. Review all product manuals, labels, and safety information before operating. Always wear your safety gear and never operate a CF Moto vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Visit CFMotoUSA.com for complete training and safety guidelines.
Back here on WCMP. Thanks so much to Morgan Mayer for coming over and taking time to do that interview. It is greatly appreciated, and again, it helps the broadcast sound that much better when they're able to come over and talk. It's better when it's a win, obviously, but thank goodness for them it is a win. Now they will get to play next week in their section championship game against either Matamidi or St. Paul Como Park. No update on the MSHSL website as of yet. We'll try and get you an update quickly as we can for that playoff bracket and let you know who they're going to be playing next Wednesday at 6 p.m. It will be at the high seed. So if Chisago Lakes win, if St. Paul Como Park were to have won, they would have been home with Chisago Lakes, but it looks like Matamidi is up 2-0, so it looks like the championship game will be at Matamidi High School. So we'll see and keep you up to date. Ways you can keep up to date, well, the best way is on our morning show on 100.9 FM, this very channel, with Josh Ramirez on at 7:45 and 8:45, where we'll talk about this game and all the other games going along in our local listening area, as well as some regional and national sports as well. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But what a great game here. It just again, you heard Mayor talk about it. The resiliency of this squad was something to behold. I mean, you look at the first 2 sets, it looked like in that first set they were kind of shaking off a little bit of the playoff nerves, knowing, hey, we've already beat this team once, we have to beat them again. And it's hard enough to beat a team once, but to try and do it twice when you have to play that team the second time in a playoff setting, that just makes it so much harder to beat that team because both teams want to win. There's no shortage of effort and want to win. So for both of these squads, they wanted it just as much as the other, but it's so much harder to win that second game. But Chisago Lakes, I thought, came out a little bit shaky, just knocking off the rust, so to speak. And they led early on in that first set 3-0. Hill Murray erased that. Then we were back and forth until about midway through the set. That is when Hill Murray took over that lead and led almost until the very end. But then Chisago Lakes came back and was able to retake the lead and finish it off with a 25-23 victory. Then in the second set, it was kind of similar. Chisago Lakes got off to a good start. Hill Murray erased that good start, and Hill Murray pretty much led for the entire set from there on out. Wildcats battled back to tie it up, and then we were back and forth from there on out. Tie, lead. Then we went into extra points because it wasn't enough at 25 to get 2 ahead. We had to go into extra. Then it was 28-26, the Wildcats finishing it off. In set number 3, well, it was Hill Murray getting off to a good start. They got the start they needed and led. I think they led for the entirety of that set. I don't know if Chisago Lakes led it all in that set. They tied it up. I don't remember. If they led, it was short. It was short-lived. The lead was in the third if the Wildcats led at all there. But they did what they needed to. They got back, and again, as I mentioned, they tied it up, but Hill Murray just too much momentum in that third set, and Hill Murray would get the win 25-23. And I kind of said it, I felt like if Hill Murray were to get that third set victory, we might be headed to all 5 just because momentum has now fully shifted to Hill Murray's side. But my resiliency is going to be the word we talk about because after that, after the set break, going into the fourth, whatever Chisago Lake said, whatever they talked about, whatever they fixed, well, it worked because they came out and dominated this fourth set, winning it 25-12 to get the victory 3-1. It was an impressive fourth set there for Chisago Lakes and making the most of everything. And it just felt like they were playing as one. It just felt like the communication was there. Everything was there that they needed at the right time. Everyone was set up in the right position. While in the first 3 sets, it wasn't that they were playing terrible and they were out of position the whole time, but they just weren't there as much as they needed to be or they should be, and that's what allowed Hill Murray to kind of stay in it. But Chisago Lakes, they stayed with it. They corrected things. They got back in it, and man, here in the fourth, wow, what a set for Chisago Lakes. So they are headed to their section championship next Wednesday, more than likely against Matamidi. Now, they did fall to Matamidi earlier, 3-0, but hey, it's a section championship game. You're putting everything on the line for that one. So that is going to be a great one. We've got other volleyball action going on around our local listening area, so be sure to try and stay up with that as much as you can. We'll try and get you an update here from Rush City before getting out of here in the playoffs, as I try not to lose my voice for tomorrow night. Can't lose it. Come on now. Actually, it's tomorrow morning. But looks like Esco beat Moose Lake 3-0. Mora is trailing Rush City 2-0. And that is it for that bracket. Try single A, and we'll go to, well, I thought we were in single A. I'm going to put all of single A in one. No, there we go. Excuse me. So trying to get it back for you. No update as of yet, as my phone decided to crash out of the app. That's cool. No, that's cool. That's fair. So Section 5, second round, sees Swanville lead Ogilvie 2-0. Pine River lead Mille Lacs 2-0 as well. So hopefully they can correct some mistakes there and get back into it, can our local teams. Meanwhile, I know Foley and Mille Lacs are playing tonight. Mille Lacs trailing Albany 2-0. And Foley tied with Pequot Lakes at 1 set apiece in the third. So that is how that's going over there. I want to thank all of you for tuning in here tonight. Appreciate you all tuning in, our loyal listeners for checking in here this evening. I appreciate you. And again, it is because of you that I get to be out here. If you're not tuning in and you're not listening, well, they get to tell me, hey, no one's listening, so you don't need to go out and cover these games. So I don't have a job. But because you are our loyal listeners, that is why I get to continue to come out to each and every game and call these. As, again, also want to thank all of our fine sponsors who sponsor this and every other broadcast that we cover, whether it be fall, winter, spring, summer. They sponsor them all, so we appreciate all of our fine sponsors. Remember, I told you about the morning show where you can stay up to date with local sports, but another way is to stay up to date on our website at WCMPradio.com. Go to the sports tab and click on broadcast schedule. That will have the links for all the games that we'll be covering that week of play. It is subject to change. Also on there, we'll have articles from games that we've been at, written from our point of view. We'll have interviews with coaches and players on there as well. Another way you can stay up to date is our social medias. Our Facebook for WCMP, Instagram for WCMP, and our Twitter at Q Media Sports for all things local sports. And we'll talk about, breaking sports news, LOI signings, coaches being hired, coaches retiring, broken records, all those things and more that you can think of. So be sure to like, follow, subscribe, do whatever it is you have to do to stay up to date with all things local sports around WCMP and all of Q Media. Again, the Wildcats punched their ticket to the section championship, beating Hill Murray 3-1. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We got plenty of playoff football action coming your way, so tune in tomorrow afternoon starting at 1 p.m. For WCMP Cool Country, I am Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, be kind to everyone. Never know what someone is going through, and your kindness could make their day. For WCMP, Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night and a fantastic weekend.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer. That signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
That concludes our broadcast from WCMP Sports, a Q Media Group radio station, and brought to you in part by local advertisers. For high school sports schedules, scores, and interviews, visit WCMPradio.com. Catch more local live action all season long, right here on this local radio station. Also available via the WCMP mobile app, available for free download in the App Store, and multiple Q Media Group YouTube streams. Thank you for joining us. Now back to regularly scheduled programming. WCMP's 100.9 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1350 AM. Licensed out of Pine City.